I'm briefly going to talk to you about Innovate UK business growth services, which at the moment you will come across using the name Innovate UK Edge. I am head of operations for our business growth team, and we are all about supporting ambitious, innovative businesses to grow and scale in the UK, as it says on the slide. So, in order not to waste anyone's time, bear with me. Right. Really quickly, if you think of layers of an onion, and then if you're not familiar with this, I'm going to unpeel 2 or 3 of them, not the whole lot. But Innovate UK, we're part of UKRI. UKRI, as you can see on the screen, we're the government's research and innovation arm with a large multi-billion budget each year to support universities and businesses. If you unpeel the UKRI layer, you'll find the Innovate UK layer. And that's us. We're the UK's innovation agency. So we're all about business-led innovation. And again, some of you on the call will know this a great deal, because I'm sure you have come across this in the past, but maybe not all of you on the call. But it's all about delivering the government's innovation strategy, which came out in 2021. That is, of course, all about growing and scaling innovative businesses so that UK PLC, to use that acronym, can get that benefit, and also, of course, for broader societal benefit that flows from that. Oh dear, terrible speaking this morning. I do apologise. So really quickly then, within Innovate UK, the business-facing bit, generally, the blue side of this set of circles is the bit that we are known for, and usually the top one, grants. The lower ones, loans, investor partnerships, and procurement of innovation, are less visible, but we do quite a lot in that space. In 8 minutes, I don't have time to explain exactly what's in all of these circles. I'm sorry. Happy to take questions as part of the Q&A. And of course, if there are other elements that people would feel benefit from knowing more about in future sessions, happy to get the relevant people to come and talk about all of these different circles that you can see here. We at the Business Growth Support team, we are part of the purple side, the right-hand side, the support, which includes all sorts of other things that are basically non-financial support. As I say, in 8 minutes, I can't possibly explain all of these different things to you. But the good news is we're at beta stage of an innovation hub, which is designed to help people navigate their way through what is quite a complicated ecosystem, and that's just ours before you get onto the UK's innovation ecosystem. So we do recognise that it's complicated to navigate this landscape, and we're trying to do something about it, and trying to do something about it digitally. But again, it's the subject of a separate conversation. The things I'm going to talk to you about today are in that sort of the lower right hand, the growth and scaling support, but we do link into just about everything else, which I will try and make clear over the next couple of minutes. So Innovate UK Edge, our business growth support service, is all about enabling ambitious, innovative businesses to grow and scale. And that's why the big blue bar across the bottom, it runs through everything we do. It's about helping businesses to achieve their ambitions to grow and scale and bring innovations to market at pace, to use the current government acronym. Broadly speaking, our support is split into 3 different buckets: exploiting and managing innovation, sourcing funding and finance, and having a really strategic approach to that, and entering new markets, but all with that thought of trying to help businesses grow and scale. And this slide, don't panic. There is not going to be a test. I'm not even going to take you through any of it, really, because the 3 or 4 blocks on the previous screen, this is what makes them up. And normally I would spend an hour just on this slide, because there is so much within the wrapper that is Innovate UK's business growth support service. What I really want to leave you with is the idea that the support is tailored to you. It's based on a conversation around what you want. We don't operate a sausage machine of, this is what you must do. These are the hoops you must jump through. It's much more about listening and providing support. And this is a fully funded support service, so it's not going to cost you anything, and it will help you then interact with all sorts of different people in the innovation ecosystem so you can get the most value out of it. I'm now going to very quickly give you a couple of examples, because I think that works far better than me explaining all of the different bullet points on that previous pyramid slide. So here, a company called Invisu, as you can see from the slide, they're all about managing, monitoring, and maintaining complex manufacturing equipment and systems and processes. How have we helped them? Trying to be as concrete as possible. We've helped them with entry points into the investment community. Got to be a little bit careful how I describe that, because in order to make introductions to investors, you have to be FSMA registered, which is a whole nation of pain. We don't have the time to do that. But of course, we're all about encouraging investment in businesses in a soft way. Very specifically, Invisu managed to get on what we call a global innovation program, which gave them access to the Canadian market in a much deeper way than maybe you would have got in any other way. And similarly, they are on a short list, haven't definitely got on it, to do something similar in Singapore. Referrals have helped with helping them talk to a large shipping multinational, the Hartree Centre around supercomputing support, and also other government funded activities like Made Smarter, Fit for Nuclear. Perhaps more importantly, in the bottom right, they have really capitalized on that Canadian market visit and the support to really look at the Canadian market, and that's pushing them through into the US. They've got a couple of well-known names there, and actually the one that I've hidden in inverted commas in the corner there, that household name, really is a household name, but not allowed to talk about it because that's work in progress at the moment. And occasionally you get these spin-off things. So through working through Innovate UK Edge, there was someone else local to them who was really interested in what they did, and they're now working up a joint project together. Next one, Perseum, air pollution sensors, digital twinning for all about pollution and airflow management and monitoring. Maybe a little bit earlier in their development phase, so they've really bootstrapped to get to where they are now, leveraging a small grant that they got, actually not through us, but through someone else. But they're trying to raise capital, but they're really challenged in terms of working out how they scale, because they need to scale up their manufacturing. They need to understand how they finance that scale up, and equally, we've been helping them in this instance go and visit Taiwan to look at market opportunities there and technology opportunities there. But this is really the first stage. We're just getting going with Perseum. It's a live project. The support is going to be around scaling, collaborative R&D, access to finance, and just managing the timing of that growth program and activity. Another example where they've been a little bit further down the line, but at the moment I have no clearance to use their name. Hopefully by the time you get to look at these slides, that will have happened. This is a business that's really into digital twinning of engines and parts and complex systems like that from a parts catalogue point of view. They have had Innovate UK funding support from the other side of that process. But likewise, that's allowed them to leverage UK and US investment and go from being pre-revenue to having a monthly recurring revenue that is really quite substantial, that supports their growth, has allowed them to grow their numbers of employees and bring more skills into the business. All of that driven by helping them really have a good close look at their competitor analysis and marketing strategies. This one is really hot off the press. So again, I can't use their name at the moment, but they are in the process of applying to our Scale Up program, which was at the very top of that pyramid that we just talked to. And we are about to help them if they manage to get their way on the program, which is not a given, but it's highly likely. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using this slide, to be blunt. It's all going to be about productization, their international growth strategy, understanding their IP a bit better, and having a proper intellectual asset strategy. So that's a really quick example of some of the things that happen, and I hope I've given you a flavour of how it's personal to the business, because it has to be, because every business's growth journey is different. If you want to know more, we have a website, we have a phone number, and they are on the screen in front of you. And very conscious I'm 30 seconds over, so I will stop there and happy to take questions later.
Martin, how do you distinguish or stay connected with the UK research arm of UKRI?
Well, really quickly, we're all part of the one organisation. So our chair, Professor Dame Ottilie Laser, she has a board. Our chief exec, Indro Mukherjee, is part of that board. So from a very meaningful way, we're all one organisation, but we are quite a young organisation. So that doesn't necessarily mean all of the connections across what is quite a large, all of the research councils plus us plus Research England. That's quite a big organisation to keep informed of what's going on. So it is a constant internal battle to make sure that we stay as connected as we can and for example, that Innovate UK Edge and business growth services make sense alongside some of the things you might get, for example, through the Science and Technology Facilities Council, who run some of the big infrastructure kit in the country. Hopefully
that's helpful. Thank you. And the link question is what will you do to ensure that the companies you work with join and get involved in the Digital Twin Hub?
Well, we do have links with the catapults more generally. We have a scheme where we give businesses access to working with catapults, more specifically the Digital Twins Hub. Actually, we've started that process. I ran a webinar for all of our several hundred advisors, cost us 400 plus of them up and down the land. So that webinar on Friday, I mentioned I was coming to speak to you, and likewise, we can do other stuff in the background just to make sure we get those connections. If anyone who joined just as we were spinning up the presentation, you'll have heard that of those case studies that I just presented, there's a couple that hadn't really heard of the Digital Twins Hub work, and some more as a result of the Friday conversation. I'm passing all of them on to you, so that you can get them connected directly.